Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday. Weather is changing. We're going to check with Lacey Swope here in just a moment, but we do have some breaking news.
Yeah, this is out on I-40. We want to take you to the scene. Right now, our news tracker just pulled up on a crash there that's affecting traffic. We're told right now that this is on the west side of Eastern. They've called out EMS to the scene as well. We're hearing that. Reports of that right now. Here's a look at how it's impacting traffic this morning. Not a good situation, especially there on I-40.
Looks like this is, close to the Dallas Junction. Is this the westbound lanes, guys?
Yeah, I-40 westbound.
Looks like I-40 westbound, just east of I-35. Gosh, we're getting more cars on the road, so this could be bad as far as traffic.
Yeah, you can see there on the left side of your screen, it appears that there might be a semi involved, at least it's pulled over on the side of the road. You have Oklahoma County deputies out there, as well as the Highway Patrol. They're assisting with that scene, but slow going on I-40. A lot of semis now kind of rolling along, not moving very quickly.
We'll check in with Megan Gold here in just a moment. She's tracking that accident.
That's right. Our news tracker, Stephen Owsley, there confirming just now that it is in the westbound lanes of I-40. So we are gathering more information there at the scene. Hopefully no injuries with this. Certainly not what you want to see here for your morning commute. But now we're going to turn our attention to Lacey Swope in the Bob Mills Weather Center. You're tracking what will be a stormy day to come.
Yeah, we know that accident wasn't weather related. The roads are dry. Sky conditions are clear. That changes drastically by the time we get into tonight, and especially for your Friday morning commute, guys. That storm system is slow moving and it starts to impact us as early as this evening as storm chances do go up. They go up into the evening, the overnight. It looks wet off and on tomorrow. This is for the Oklahoma City Metro. Rain chances continue early Saturday. They may come down some into the afternoon. We'll still have rain chances through your Sunday as well. They're just much more spotty. We are talking the potential for record rainfall out of this storm system, and it's been really since May since we've had this much water headed towards the state of Oklahoma. We do have thunderstorms taking off in New Mexico. Eventually, we'll be tracking that with Next Gen across the Sooner State. Your Lucky Star Skycam network, it is dry. South winds are up. Temperatures are in the low 50s as you're heading out today. Big difference from yesterday. We had a lot of 30s and low 40s on this map. Now we're in the 40s, the 50s, and a few of us are in the 60s for your Thursday. Grab the jacket or the sweater. This afternoon, we're back to the 70s, and we get warm and unstable, which means thunderstorm chances do go up. We'll see highs in the mid upper 70s, and that rain chance starts to increase 20% by 5. That jumps up to 60% into your evening. And a lot of those high school football games, they have been moved to today with the threat of more storms tomorrow. So we'll time all of this out for you. A lot going on this weekend. Of course, the OU game. Also, it is muzzleloader season this weekend. Record rainfall is possible. What does this mean statewide? How much rain could we see? It's all minutes away. Back to you at the desk.
A big story we're following. Classes are canceled at Star Spencer High School here in the Metro for the rest of the week after a student fight turns deadly. Deputies say this happened at around 3 p.m. yesterday near Northeast 36th and Spencer Road off of school grounds. Investigators say this involves students, and during the fight, one teen pulled out a gun and shot another teen. The victim later died at the hospital.
This shouldn't happen. Fights that escalate into young people being shot, that shouldn't happen. My heart breaks because, like I said, there's families, there's people involved in this.
The suspect is now in jail on a murder complaint. No names have been released. District leaders, this is OKCPS, say the campus will be closed, including sports, activities, and childcare. Nearby Rogers Middle School, Spencer Elementary, and Willowbrook Elementary will be open, but with extra security. Buses will not be interrupted for those schools. The school district says counseling is available to all students. Now, coming up at 6:45 this morning, we have a live report on this shooting, including a message from Spencer schools.
Get down on the ground! On the ground! One at gunpoint, one just dropped down the ramp.
231 County, cars in the river. Repeat, cars in the river. Is anyone in there?
The Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office releases body cam video showing a high-speed chase that ends with a car in the Oklahoma River. It was the breaking news we brought you last Thursday. Deputies say Aiden Hall and a 16-year-old passenger refused to pull over. Deputies say they eventually ditched the car near I-40 in Penn, and the car rolled into the Oklahoma River. Deputies also say Hall hurt himself after jumping off the overpass down onto I-40. He and that other teen were arrested.
An El Reno police sergeant hit by a car while on duty has taken a turn for the worse. The family of Sergeant Thomas Duran says he is still fighting for his life, but they plan to donate his organs if he can't be saved. Sergeant Duran, a 14-year veteran on the El Reno Police Department, is an organ donor, and his family says they do plan to honor his dying wishes if it comes to it. Oklahoma FOP President Mark Nelson visited with Duran's family yesterday and says at this point, everyone is praying for a miracle.
The family has made the compassionate and courageous decision to honor his wishes and are waiting for that time ultimately to come.
They will obviously be in need of some support. We have posted information on how you can help out over on our website.
Your time now, 6:06. Want to get you back to that traffic alert near the Dallas Junction. Megan Gold has more information. Hey, Megan.
Hey, Lacey. There's really an active law enforcement presence here in the westbound lanes of I-40. This is going to be just east of the Dallas Junction near Eastern. If you're familiar, the O'Connor Resort right there in the westbound lanes, right as you're coming into Oklahoma City. And this is the view from our Stephen Owsley. You can see kind of flashing lights. I've got another shot for you from our downtown camera that gives you a better idea of what the backup looks like, slowing down a lot of folks. They are moving, but it's very, very slow going there. So she got this for you on a map. This is going to be again in the eastern sides of the Dallas Junction. That's I-35 and I-40 near Eastern in the westbound lanes. If you're traveling westbound I-40, this will slow you down. If you're hitting the roads, I'd give yourself a few extra minutes. I'll have more on the backup here in just a few. Back to you guys.
Megan, thank you. The Oklahoma State Board of Education meets today to hammer out a budget and address ongoing lawsuits. News 9's Brianna Brown joins us live with more on what's on the agenda. Brianna, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, State Superintendent Lyndall Fields and the board are under pressure to approve a budget, as budget requests for state agencies were due on October 1st, but OSD and the State Board of Education were given an extension due to the change in leadership. Now, the department is requesting a little over $4 billion, a $23 million increase from what the agency received this year. Now, this includes an almost $24 million increase for the flexible benefit allowance, which covers health insurance for teachers, and a $50,000 cut to funding for civil rights curriculum. Now, the state board will also go into executive session to discuss the two pending Bible mandate lawsuits filed against Ryan Walters that have now been inherited by the new administration.
When a public officer is party to legal action in their official capacity but ceases to hold that office, the action passes to those who come behind them filling that role.
Now, the meeting is set to start later this morning at 9:30. You want to stick with News 9 as we'll have live coverage all day. Live at the State Department of Education, Brianna Brown, Oklahoma's own News 9.
The board will also consider the accreditation status of several schools and some teaching certifications.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be following the latest. Right now, though, we're following the latest out of the Bob Mills Weather Center because we got changes coming.
Changes, which has forced a lot of Metro high school football games from Friday night to come tonight, trying to get it in before all this weather.
I think we could call it Thursday night lights, Lacey.
And that's what's happening. Yeah. Across the state, there are numerous school districts that have moved these games. And hey, that's the best decision to get these games off without a hitch. Some of us will see thunderstorms this evening. We'll time that out. And then it is widespread. It is heavy rain that's headed our way for your Friday. It lasts through Saturday, even into Sunday. There's the evening storm chance. And we'll talk about the severe risks. How much rain are we seeing? It's all coming up in full weather.
Lacey, thanks. We want to take you one more time out to this breaking news. This is on I-40, the westbound lanes. This is just west of Eastern, so right in front of O'Connor as you're heading into Oklahoma City, right near the Dallas Junction. You can see that it looks like a semi-truck is possibly involved here. This is a live look from our news tracker, Stephen Owsley. Traffic slowing down to a crawl. The backup is growing. We're going to take you back to the scene coming up after this. Back to this traffic alert out on I-40. Let's get to Megan Gold. Megan, The westbound lane backup is growing.
It is growing, and now that it is 6:13, we're heading into the busiest part of the morning rush hour. We're starting to see the backup grow, as you mentioned, Colby. This is the view from our Stephen Owsley, still working to get some details, but obviously a car that is heavily impacted from a crash, potentially involving a semi. So let me go ahead and show this to you on a map. This is in the westbound lanes of I-40 in between the Dallas and the Fort Smith Junction. So it's going to be really just east of the Dallas Junction. That's there at I-35 and I-40. Here's Eastern. You've got Reno, and again, it's in the westbound lanes. I've got a couple other views for you. This is from our downtown camera pointed off to the south and to the west, and again, it shows a pretty substantial backup in the westbound lanes. It's not a total standstill, but speeds about 10 to 20 miles per hour. And looking off to the west from I-35 in Reno, there is now a pretty good size backup. So if you are traveling westbound I-40 as you head into Oklahoma City, I would give yourself a few extra minutes just as a buffer, guys. Back to you.
Are a lot of brake lights.
I know, it's going to get worse because the 6 to 7 o'clock hour is when a lot of people start hitting the roads.
Yeah, that's
and
when
kids
rush hour
start heading to the bus stop.
Yeah.
They are headed to the bus stop very, very shortly. And for this morning's drive, this morning's commute, it is completely dry.
Yeah.
Roads are dry. The conditions look good. Coming home from school later today, likely dry. But then storm chances go up this evening. I think tomorrow morning we're in a whole different category as far as your morning commute looks. Here's what we're expecting for the bus stoppers this morning, heading out into the 50s. Some of us are in the low 60s. We'll be in the mid 60s midday, and once again climbing into the 70s. So make sure the kiddos have the jacket this morning. They won't need it this afternoon. And then a lot of those football games across the state have been moved to today. Not all of them, of course, but that's because tomorrow just looks like a washout. We will have thunderstorm chances this evening in central Oklahoma. Now, not locked in at 100%, but a few thunderstorms take off. Some of them could have some wind and hail with them. Those higher chances start to go up between 7, 8, and 9 o'clock this evening. Temperatures will be in the 70s, falling into the low 70s for Thursday night lights. And I'll show you your statewide chances coming up. And already so many questions about what's going to happen down in Norman. It is homecoming as OU takes on Ole Miss. Kickoff is 11 a.m. Temperatures in the 50s in the morning, and it looks wet Saturday morning. Now, those chances do come down and become more spotty as the day rolls along, as the game rolls along. But have the poncho with you. The lightning threat is nothing on Saturday compared to what it will be over the next couple of days. Now I want to talk about rainfall totals. How much are we expecting out of this? This will likely be record-breaking rainfall for parts of Oklahoma. The question is, where exactly do those heavy bands set up? I'm always hesitant to show this map because I don't want you to just pick out Clinton and say, oh my goodness, I'm getting 4.4 inches of rain in Clinton. That could happen. That's the high end, but look at Hobart in that scenario. This will be really kind of variable. Some areas get those high bullseyes of 3 to 4 inches. Other areas on average 1 inch to 2 inches of rain. Some data suggests we get some bullseyes in the metro of 3 to 4 inches by the time this all plays out through Sunday. Now, the daily rainfall records in a 24-hour period for today, 1.5 inches. For Friday, 1.6. And the standing record for Saturday is 1.6. We may break a couple of these records based on how much water we will see across Oklahoma. All driven by the big storm system that is back to the west. The rain is coming out of New Mexico. It's picking up in intensity. Eventually, rain moves into our panhandles, and thunderstorms, again, take off this evening. So several dry hours for your Thursday. This is your Lucky Star Sky Cam network. 52 degrees is our current temperature. We've got 50s, some low 60s, some areas like Enid, Stillwater, Bristow in the 30s, and low 40s in those low-lying areas where your winds are calmer. The rest of the region, those southeast winds are already picking up, and today that pumps in more moisture. It'll be a little more humid today as temperatures climb into the mid-upper 70s and the clouds start to develop this afternoon. We'll try to make it into the upper 70s, a few low 80s, and then the rain begins. Most likely chances for rain, again, into the evening hours as storms try to take off somewhere in the west and then press into central Oklahoma this evening. Not locked in, but if those storms do go up, they could be severe, and we'll have to watch for storms into the overnight and maybe even early into your Friday morning for a little wind and hail and quite a bit of lightning. Let me show you a future next gen of how this could play out, what radar could look like for your Thursday evening. Few storms in the west, those weaken as they press into central Oklahoma, and then likely after midnight, watch the storms just blossom and erupt across the region, taking you through your Friday into your Friday afternoon, into the evening. So you'll get a round of heavy rain and storms. It'll move out. The next one will come in. We'll have several hours in there where we dry it out in spots. spots, but it's hard to pinpoint exactly when that happens. Saturday, we're getting kind of this big glancing blow of rain that moves in overnight and early in the morning, and then sometime into the afternoon and evening, the rain becomes more spotty. More of the dry slot fills in with that upper level low, which is common, so that will likely bring those rain chances down. Still some stray showers, and kind of the last hurrah is moving through on Sunday when that main upper level low pivots overhead. So what does that mean for you as you are timing things out? Well, tonight, a 100% chance of rain heading into your Friday. Temperatures will be in the 50s and 60s tomorrow morning. Highs tomorrow into the 60s. That's it. Tomorrow also is a little breezy tomorrow. So gusty winds, 60s, and just soggy for your Friday. Every now and again, some lightning. It looks wet into Saturday morning. And by Saturday afternoon, the more widespread rain is moving out, and we're left with just some trickling showers across the region. Saturday, 50s and 60s for highs. That's it. Today, upper 70s, and then it's going to feel a whole lot different, look a lot different. After the clouds move in, guys, we may not see sunshine until we get to Tuesday of next week. We've got another strong cold front that hits Monday, and there's your temperatures taking you all the way into Halloween. Halloween looks amazing, by the way. That's coming up just over a week away. Back to you.
6:19, and time to take a look at our national stories this morning. The Trump administration announcing new sanctions against Russia's two biggest oil companies, calling for an immediate ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine. It all comes as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky seeks more military assistance from the U.S.
A U.S. Treasury Department report shows the U.S. gross national debt surpassed $38 trillion for the first time ever. That milestone comes as the government shutdown enters day 23. Shutdowns can boost the national debt because they delay economic activity and postpone fiscal decisions.
Musicians on Broadway could go on strike if they can't reach a new contract agreement by today. A potential Broadway strike would impact many shows, but not all of them. The musicians are asking for fair pay and stable health care. We're back with more after this. You're watching News 9 this morning.
All right, 6:23. Let's get back out to that situation on I-40 right now. Megan Gold has the latest. Megan?
Hey, I want to take you back out to our Stephen Owsley's scene here. This is in the westbound lanes of I-40. If you're just now joining us, just east of the Dallas Junction, and I'll kind of step out of the way here so you can see the backup continues to grow as the morning drive continues to get underway. I've got several more shots for you just to kind of put this into perspective. If you do travel in the westbound lanes, we'll take that on Links 1 and show you from several ODOT cameras and also our downtown camera. Kind of shaky here, but hang with me. Those are headlights that you're seeing in the westbound lanes. The good news, it's not a total standstill as they are working this scene, but it's very, very slow going. So from an ODOT camera there, I-35 at Reno, looking off to the west. Again, the backup is growing almost all the way back to I-35 now. So this is in between I-235 and I-35, just east of the Dallas Junction in the westbound lanes of I-40 near Eastern. Of course, I'll let you know more about the backup here in a few minutes, guys.
Yeah, hustle and bustle isn't hustling right now. We'll be following it. Okay. I hate to see that Thursday morning.
You do. At least we know the cause is not weather related this morning.
Maybe a different story tomorrow morning as that rain's expected to roll in sometime this evening, Lacey.
Yeah, storms develop this evening, guys. Tomorrow morning will likely be wet. We'll have storm trackers out for your morning drive because anytime you get rain and storms, even if it's necessarily not precipitating during the drive, if the roads are wet, you can get more accidents, more wrecks. And I know we'll keep you updated. Megan will have the latest on that wreck through rush hour. Hopefully they can get that cleared, and hopefully we can get some news there on those drivers. As far as what we're expecting this morning, we are dry. It's not until this afternoon and evening that storm chances go up, and we'll have rounds of rain heading into your Friday, your Saturday. Guys, this low pivots overhead all the way through Sunday, and it might end up bringing us record rainfall. So what we're expecting for today, temperatures starting off in the 50s if you are heading into the great outdoors across Oklahoma, a light southeast wind. Winds pick up about 10 to 20 this afternoon, and our temperatures climb into the mid upper 70s for highs. And then we'll have storm chances after dark into the evening. Some of those storms could be severe. There's a wind and a hail threat, a very low tornado threat this evening. We'll talk about what to expect with that storm system. And just for folks that are going to be out this weekend for an opening weekend of muzzleloader season opens Saturday. It looks wet. That's not really great news because muzzleloader is a powder. It's a black powder. And yeah, it makes it very difficult. So we'll see how this shakes out, but it looks wet at least for the first part of your Saturday. Still some rain around Sunday. We'll get to the timing and the totals coming up. Back to you.
Also ahead, the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority pushing back after a state report questions its growing debt. The explanation OTA leaders are giving for why the funding structure still works.
And some high school football games have been rescheduled because of the potential for storms, even lightning. Who's playing under the Thursday night lights after the break?
You're watching Oklahoma's own News 9 this morning.
It is 6:30 on your Thursday morning, and this is what we don't like to see. This is the westbound lanes of I-40 as you're coming into Oklahoma City. It is a slow crawl after a crash that happened just west of Eastern, so right in front of O'Connor there on I-40, and you can see traffic is crawling along. It looks like this is either just one lane or either on the shoulder. Cars are getting by, but it is slow moving and the backup is long. We're going to talk with Megan all about it coming up in just a moment.
Also watching the weather, and things start changing later today. We already have some Friday night football games being rescheduled for tonight, trying to get them in, and maybe tonight's the best chance, even if there's some rain.
I know they were moving those due to the risk for lightning, but hey, fans will come out even in a little bit of rain, Lacey.
Yeah, the rain chances definitely increase this afternoon, this evening. There will be a chance for thunderstorms that are severe today, but not everyone sees those. So as far as the overall statewide chances, they're much lower today than what we will see by tomorrow. Tomorrow looks like a washout for your Friday, all driven by this very large upper level low that right now is still states away, but it's going to stay impacting the plains, keep impacting the plains now all the way through Sunday, the way it looks. Here's your Lucky Star Skycam network, 52 degrees, dry this morning, looking good as you're heading out. Megan will have that wreck on a map for you coming up in just a minute. That is impacting your morning drive. 51 in Chandler, 54 in El Reno, 52 in Norman. We've got 40s, 50s, and 60s, depending on where you are. Bristow's fallen to 38, the coldest spot in the state right now. Hour by hour forecast will go from the 50s to the 60s to the 70s this afternoon. So above average, and then those thunderstorm chances do go up. Now, some of the storms as we head into the afternoon and evening are going to have winds filtering into them, Gulf moisture increasing, and they could be severe if they develop. Now, it's not locked in at 100%, but storms that take off to the west that then move into central Oklahoma could be wind and hail producers, and some of these storms will try to rotate the way that the low-level winds will be oriented. So with that, the rotation tracks. I'll show you this down the H.E. Bailey down to Lawton. Just because a storm is rotating does not mean it's producing a tornado, but those are storms we will have to watch closely. The tornado threat is not zero. It's very low into the late afternoon and evening. And then even into tonight, more wind and hail will be possible and heavy rain, guys. We could have record-breaking rainfall totals. We'll talk about how much. We time this out for the next several days. Coming up.
Your time now is 6:32. Let's get over to meteorologist Megan Gold. She's watching this crash on I-40. Hey, Megan.
Hey, just asked our Stephen Owsley, a photojournalist who is still on the scene there, about an update, if there has been any progress in clearing this scene as we just go further and further into rush hour. And he said no. So not a good situation here as the backup now extends all the way to I-35. If you're traveling in the westbound lanes of I-40, this will slow you down, to plan accordingly. We'll jump in and show it to you on a map. Several other views that I've got going for you here. This is our downtown camera. I know it's a little shaky, but those are headlights that you're seeing. Very slow going. It's a crawl coming into downtown right now off on the east side traveling west. This is from I-35 at Reno, right near the O'Connor Resort. If you're familiar, there looking off to the west, and then for folks coming from I-40, from I-35 onto I-40, just looking off to the east, still a crawl there as well. So here it is on the map, just east of the Dallas Junction near Eastern, and that again is going to slow you down if you travel westbound I-40. That's the only accident out on the roadways right now, which is a good thing, but your drive time coming in from the eastern sides to the west is really going to slow you down, guys.
Megan, thank you. Multiple fire departments respond to a big house fire with these big flames in Logan County. This was yesterday morning around 7 a.m. near Portland and Forest Hills Road, just barely east of Cashin. 2 people were home at the time. They were able to escape. No one was injured. Firefighters say the home is a total loss. The cause of that fire is under investigation.
An Embark bus driver is charged with manslaughter, accused of hitting and killing a man at a bus stop. An arrest warrant says last month Cameron Cunningham stopped near Hefner and Western where Stephen Thomas was standing on a curb. Investigators say Cunningham believed Thomas was intoxicated, refused him service, and tried driving off with Thomas's hands still on the bus. Court documents say Thomas then fell and was hit by the bus. Investigators say that Cunningham told his supervisor Thomas fell on his own and didn't mention his severe injuries. We're also told that delayed first responders, and Thomas later died. Cunningham is now charged with second-degree manslaughter and leaving the scene of a fatality.
Well, police make 2 arrests in jugging operations over the course of 2 days. And that's when thieves followed people from a bank or ATM trying to rob them. Police say Raymond Puncy and Reginald Chapman were spotted following multiple cars from banks in OKC. We're told none of their attempts were successful, but police arrested them when they were then caught attempting to steal a car's license plate. Authorities say jugging cases are on the rise, and they advise you to always be alert when you're leaving a bank.
Make sure that you're able to conceal that bag. Keep it discreet. Don't let everyone know that you're leaving with a large amount of cash.
Police say if you think you're being followed, be sure to call 911 and give the dispatcher a description of the vehicle.
Oklahoma Turnpike Authority is responding after a new state report warns that the agency's debt could triple to $10 billion in the next decade. The Loft report says the OTA is $3 billion in debt right now, and the new Access Oklahoma expansion project could add $7 billion more. But OTA says this business model is sustainable, and the debt is not the people's debt, it's the investors who buy the bonds.
This debt is of the Turnpike Authority. We have the model of investing a significant amount of money into infrastructure in our state, and we collect tolls off those turnpikes to make that debt payment.
The OTA also says half of all toll revenue comes from out-of-state drivers.
Starting today, a state senator is holding an interim study hoping to get a solid plan in place on sports betting. What makes Oklahoma different from other states who have legalized sports betting is that in Oklahoma, the tribes control gambling through compacts. One lawmaker says the governor's plan, which would allow both tribes and outside companies to take part, is best. But he says the thing that's likely holding up a deal is the mobile aspect of sports betting.
I think we need to give the Thunder a fair chance to work something out with the tribe to get them involved as well. But I really believe that first step is for the tribes to say, we figured out how to do the mobile sports betting amongst ourselves.
So all sports betting bills that have been presented do require a portion of proceeds to go toward responsible gaming.
Well, dozens of Oklahoma high school football games have been moved from Friday to this evening due to severe weather. There could be a lightning risk. We want to show you a list of just some of those schools. It includes Edmond Memorial at Westmore, Norman High at Deer Creek, and Putnam City at Stillwater. Really a lot of schools. Piedmont moving their game tonight, as well as all more public schools have moved their games to Thursday night lights instead of Friday.
There you go. Might still get some rain, but hopefully no lightning, and that's the biggest concern.
Yeah, when your chances are better today than tomorrow, tomorrow's not looking good. Let's turn to the Bob Mills Weather Center. Lacey Swope standing by. You've gotten a lot of questions about this, Lacey.
We do. You know, from Friday night lights to college football to hunting season to just weekend activities, the rain that begins today continues off and on through Sunday. So this is going to disrupt a lot of plans. We need the rain, that's for sure. And initially, it does bring a threat for severe weather. So we do have a chance for thunderstorms with lightning today. A threat for some severe weather. Storms tonight into tomorrow. It's much more widespread for your Friday. Here's your Metro Planner out the door this morning. Sun comes up at 7:44. Temps in the 50s, the low 60s. Storms begin today. We'll talk about that severe risk. Record rainfall possible because we have rain all the way through Sunday. Those totals and timing coming up.
All right, let's get back over to Megan Gold. She's watching this crash near the Dallas Junction. A lot of traffic going through there, Megan.
Still just a traffic nightmare here on our Thursday morning. We know weather was not the cause as the roads are dry as you're hitting the roads here on your Thursday morning. This is still the view from our Stephen Owsley there in the westbound lanes of I-40 near Eastern. That's right near the O'Connor, if you're familiar. Got several other shots for you just to show you how extensive the backup is. And Stephen reporting that the tow truck did just arrive. So hopefully we'll get some relief here here in just a few minutes. Here's the view from our downtown camera. All the headlights coming into downtown. It is still just a crawl, almost a standstill now from I-35 in Reno, looking off to the west and then from the east. So all the way over to I-35 is where the backup extends now, and it also will take you down to the Tinker Diagonal. Allow extra time as you hit the roads this morning if you travel westbound I-40. Guys, over to you for weather.
All right, hopefully they get that cleared out soon, Megan. Thank you.
Yeah, tonight, I know we're kind of looking at when those storms are going to roll in. I'm sort of hoping for like 5:30 on the east side of Oklahoma City.
Can you make that happen?
No reason.
What's happening at 5:30?
Well, 6 o'clock is our soccer practice. If it got canceled, I wouldn't be upset.
So many games have been moved to today because tomorrow looks like a washout. It looks like we have thunderstorms around it. We have thunderstorm chances today. Lightning, thunder, wind, hail. There is a very low tornado threat with the storms that we're expecting today, but they're not nearly as widespread, which just means coverage-wise, a lot more of those games can occur today versus what they would be able to do tomorrow. That's the reasoning behind the switch. You can see today rain chances start to go up into the afternoon. I can't tell you, Colby, if you'll have storms that rain out your soccer practice. I would say right now I would lean towards your soccer practice looks fine at that time. Later in the evening, storm chances do go up overnight tonight. It looks wet. Your Friday morning drive looks wet as well. And really rain and storms are at least in the likely category for tomorrow. It just doesn't rain from sunrise to sunset. We'll get some breaks in there, but rain is likely. Rain looks likely through at least the first part of your Saturday. Chances come down, but we still have rain in the state all the way through Sunday. This storm does not exit the state of Oklahoma until late Sunday, the way it looks, and it starts to impact us here in about the next 11, 12 hours is when we'll start to track those showers and storms. Rain going on right now in New Mexico. That will spread into the panhandles. The lift eventually makes its way into Oklahoma. So let's plan it out for you. Your Lucky Star Skycam network, a live look currently. You can see the hustle and bustle of your Thursday is getting going. Traffic picking up. 52 is the current temperature. We are down to 44 in Stillwater, a cold 38 in Bristow versus 50s and 60s in central Oklahoma where your winds are a little bit stronger. Some 40s up to the north. It is cool. It's chilly in spots. We all warm into the 60s, the 70s, and some of us reach the 80s this afternoon. 78 in Oklahoma City, and it looks dry for several hours today. 80s possible in the far southwest. Now, Gulf moisture is streaming in quickly. This is a potent storm, so you go from dry air to very humid air very quickly, and with that change, the chance of thunderstorms starts to go up. Enough instability for a few strong to severe storms with wind and hail. The tornado threat today, it's not zero. It is very low. Some of these storms will rotate, so they have to be watched very closely. The tornado threat, again, it is very, very low today. A rotating storm does not mean it's going to produce a tornado, but when a storm rotates, you can get some of that bigger hail, stronger winds, and that chance for those stronger storms are kind of from Oklahoma City down to the southwest into the late evening hours, where a few of them, again, will try to get some spin to them. We'll watch it. Trackers will be out. David and the team will keep you updated this evening, tonight, and we'll have folks out for you all the way through Sunday updating you on this because it's going to impact many, almost all of Oklahoma at one point or another. This evening, storm chances go up in the west. Those try to make it into central Oklahoma, likely between 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the evening. Down I-35, those storms weaken, and then overnight, here's 2 o'clock on your Friday, 2 o'clock in the morning on your Friday, all the way through 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, just rounds of rain and storms, some breaks in the rain, some lightning, some thunder, some torrential downpours with this. The rain could be tropical in nature by the time we get to tomorrow morning, and then it continues off and on through Friday. Here's 8, 9 o'clock tomorrow, and then into early Saturday morning. Showers still ongoing. Now, by this point, we will have lost a lot of the convection, which means we'll be dealing with more kind of stratiform rain, which is cloud cover and just showers, not as much in the way of lightning. We'll try to dry it out some by Saturday afternoon. At least that's the plan. Some data keeps the light rain around, but if the dry slot tries to approach and wrap around that low, which is common, you'll get some breaks in the rain by Saturday afternoon and evening. Then it kind of spins back overhead as we head into early Sunday and some showers around through Sunday and Sunday afternoon. Could be record-breaking rainfall, at least a couple of days in there. We'll show you in a second. 100% chance of rain tonight. We'll see temperatures in the 50s and 60s tonight. Tomorrow, we're in the 60s for highs. That's it. It's also gusty tomorrow with a south wind. wind. Just kind of a miserable afternoon. Windy, soggy, but we need the rain. 100% chance of rain continues even into early Saturday. By Saturday afternoon, that rain is lifting northward, and we go from the 50s for tailgating in Norman into the low 60s during the game, and we'll try to bring those rain chances down some. So take the poncho with you. It looks wet at least for the first half of the game down in Norman. Saturday highs only in the 50s and 60s, and then rainfall totals will range. Some areas will get a half of an inch to 1 to 2 to 3 inches, and there may be a few bullseyes, guys, of 3 to 4 inches of rain, depending on how this sets up. So stay tuned. We'll fine tune that for you as we head into your Monday. Yet another strong cold front, and then we're dry through the end of next week, which includes Halloween. Lisa, back to you.
Lacey, thank you. Classes at Star Spencer High School are canceled for the rest of the week after a student was shot and killed there near the school just yesterday afternoon. News 9's Kylie Dedman is live at Star Spencer High School now with the latest. Good morning, Kylie.
Lisa, good morning. We know that both people involved were students at Star Spencer High School. One person is in custody for shooting and killing a Star Spencer student. Now, the shooting occurred after both people involved got into a fight off of school grounds.
At some point during the fight, somebody pulled out a gun, shot somebody else. The people involved are all juveniles.
The suspect in custody is being held on a murder complaint. Investigators say during the fight, a teen boy pulled out a gun and shot the other teen. That teen later died at the hospital. Police say this happened near Northeast 33rd Street and Paradise Drive, resulting in Star Spencer High School, Roger Mills, and Spencer Elementary to go into a lockdown. Spencer School says in a statement, quote, "It is important to note that while the two minors involved were students at Star Spencer High School, the suspect was not in class today," end quote. They also say they are limited on what they can share during this active investigation. Now, although Star Spencer High School will be closed today and tomorrow, they will have counselors on campus for any students that are grieving. Now, with classes being canceled, so are athletics, activities, and childcare programs. Reporting live outside of Star Spencer High School, Kylie Dedman, Oklahoma's own News 9.
Kylie, thank you. And it's important to note that the nearby schools, Rogers Middle School, Spencer Elementary, and Willowbrook Elementary, will remain open. There will be extra counselors and security on site.
The Luther police chief is saying thanks to his seatbelt after he walks away from a rollover crash with just minor injuries. Chief Johnny Leafty was headed to another accident last Saturday. It had been raining off and on, and as he turned onto Covell from Luther, there was a change in the road surface, caused his truck to skid and then roll. Once it came to a stop, Chief Leafty cut the airbag and climbed out of the window in order to escape.
At the end of the day, it wasn't my time. So I'm thankful that I get another day, and if I can share my story and hopefully have one person wear their seatbelt and not get injured, then I'll gladly share my story every day.
Chief Leafty says that rollover crashes have higher fatality rates when people don't wear their seatbelts.
As the Oklahoma City Thunder starts the new season, work on the team's new billion-dollar arena is right on schedule. City leaders expect the old convention center to be demolished by the end of the year. Look at the progress they're making. It's so strange to see all that debris. They are taking down one wall at a time just to be safe. Officials have also shifted traffic. In fact, Sheridan Avenue and Reno Avenue are one way to keep drivers safe from all the demolition.
I know it's a little bit of an inconvenience for ball games and things, but just bear with us and we'll be through here pretty soon.
Officials say expect road closures and detours for the next few months downtown. If you're coming to a concert or any of the restaurants, just a heads up, it's all going to be worth it eventually.
6:51 your time right now. We want to take you back out to this breaking news on I-40. This is the westbound lanes, a live look from our news tracker, Stephen Owsley. There was a crash here involving the semi that you're looking at. We did see the tow truck arrive and get the other car out of the way, but it is slow going out there. You can see traffic is getting by, but there's quite a backup if you're heading into Oklahoma City on I-40 this morning.
I want to take you back to this breaking news on I-40 in the westbound lanes, a crash that has really kind of slowed down traffic. This is between the Dallas Junction and the Fort Smith Junction. And gosh, Megan, the traffic is past the Fort Smith Junction now.
It has been a significant backup. The great news, our photojournalist Stephen Owsley there on the scene reporting that all lanes of westbound I-40 near Eastern, that's right near the O'Connor, are back open. If we can take links one, I can show you the backup, but thankfully it is moving now that all lanes are back open. That's our downtown camera. There's the view looking off to the west. So if you've been with us, it looks so much better than it did. And there it is on the map. So still slow going, but it is not really at the standstill that it was. Thank goodness as we go into the 7 o'clock hour here.
Glad it's picking back up.
Yeah.
All right, now we're watching weather.
Going here.
Yeah, we're watching the rain chances, guys. And this morning is dry. So right now the roads, as far as what's going on with any traffic accidents or wrecks, not impacted by weather. Tomorrow, it looks soggy across the state. We will have our storm trackers out. We'll actually have a chance for severe weather starting with this evening. So David Payne will have the latest this afternoon, the latest zones, and it rains all the way through Sunday.
There you go. So many districts have moved their Friday night football games to tonight. So just a heads up, check your child's schedule.
And pack your ponchos.
That's
right. That's what you want to do.
A lot with Edmund ceremony.
Ponchos and patience.